In this video, guys, we're going to look at common stress triggers for traders. Stay tuned. Hey guys, a very warm welcome to you. Alright, thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, this is what we talk about lots: mindset, strategy, trading, trade development, all about becoming and improving, being the best trader we can be. Okay, if you are here and you're seasoned, then thank you for your support. You've probably liked and subscribed to the channel, like videos, shared and all that good stuff. I'd appreciate your support. Thank you. Right, so without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so common stress triggers for traders. First one is focusing on not losing. We can be focused on not losing money. Must not lose money, must not lose money, must not draw down any money, don't want to make a losing trade. Pressure and causing us stress and anxiety, when in reality we need to step back, become more focused on the process, not the outcome. Similarly, over focused on profits, that causes us stress. I want to make this amount of money today, I want to make this much money in the week, the month, the quarter, the year, whatever it may be. That can be a stress, and that can be piled on by external circumstances as well. If you're trading and using your trading for income, that can add to the stress. I've got to make X amount per month to keep myself in the black, or whatever it may be. So the extra things that can dial on this stress or reduce this stress. But anyway, focus on the process makes it a little bit easier to deal with not losing and trying to make money. Okay, another one, guys: pressure to absorb and process lots of data. Might not seem like it, but you're absorbing a lot of data. If you're trading just one market, you're still there and you're looking at obviously the price data. So as the price moves, you're comparing that to recent price data. That's looking at the shape of your chart. You're looking at compared to previous data, i.e. last week, last month, yesterday, whatever time frame you're trading. You're looking at the time of day. You might be looking at an indicator, you might be looking at volume, you're looking at news flow, you're observing yourself as well, how you're feeling. So many data points that are coming in that are saying, okay, we should be placing a trade or not. And I touched on something there that's very, very important too, is that, we often have the setup, but we need to have that final check of ourselves of like, okay, am I feeling in the right condition for trading? Have I got FOMO here? Have I got revenge trading here? Have I got a feeling of I can do anything right here? Just that last little check before you're pulling the trigger. And that can cause a lot of stress, guys. We've got a lot of data to kind of sift through, and we don't realize it, but there's a lot of cognitive load. Another one, guys, is the ability to control your emotional reactivity. So we know that we need to be aware that we're not getting angry, frustrated, or trying to minimize it at the very least. And the very fact that we're trying to do that can cause stress. If we're trying too much to suppress an emotion, that's going to cause you another emotion. It's going to cause you stress. Whereas if we kind of over time recognize that, hey, that's going to frustrate me, that's going to make me angry, that's going to make me excited, and try to minimize the influence of those, then that's when we can reduce the stress that's coming our way. Another thing is dealing with the uncertain outcome. Some people, this is the big killer. The uncertainty of trading. Can do all this work, all this stuff, all this practice, and still not see the results you want immediately. And you don't know how long do you stick with it before you get it right? You don't know. Just you stick with it for a few days, a few weeks, a few months. It's so difficult. Unlike something, let's say, use the flying analogy. If you're learning to fly a plane, you try and nail that sweet landing right on the numbers, right where you want it to be, no banging down. If you practice it and you practice it and you practice it, that the likelihood of the next landing being a good soft landing is going to be high. It's not random. Yes, you might still have a rough landing from time to time. The wind just catches you, or you just out of sync with it, or whatever it may be. But that the more and more you practice, the better and better you're going to get, until you can get it on. You think of it of any other analogy you want: penalty shootout in football, driving a car, a fast lap around a racetrack, whatever it may be. You get the idea. Any skill like that, improvement, you're less uncertain that you're going to get it, you're going to nail it. The other one, guys, is aware of the time-sensitive nature of a good trade. So what do I mean by this? Regardless of the time frame you're trading, because it kind of works itself out in the wash, there is a time sensitivity to trade. Let's look at day traders. You see the market coming down, comes through lows, starts to kind of pop a little bit. You see a little bit of a stalling there, good level to go at. You've probably got a 30-second window, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, to buy that at a sweet spot to get the risk-reward ratio you want. Same with a swing trader. You know, if you miss one day of it being at a level you want and then it pops the next day and you don't see that, you don't catch it, then you've kind of lost the big edge, because you might have given back quite a lot of profits. Obviously, that's kind of that erodes a little bit further higher up the time frame chain you go. So you're investing maybe not so much, but for most of us active traders, day traders to swing traders, we're well aware of the ability of timing, or the power of timing, to improve or damage the trade. And that can have a lot of stress on us, guys. We're like, well, I need to make sure that I'm ready for this trade. I need to make sure, I need to make sure, I need to make sure. And that can be like two different pulls. I need to make sure I'm ready for the trade, bearing in mind with, kind of conflicting, should I say, with, listen, don't just get involved with everything. Don't just trade everything. Just be mindful about waiting for the actual setup. So there's that push-pull there, and that can cause us stress. And the pressure to stay disciplined. Ironically, we know that discipline is good for our trading, it improves our trading. It's only a good thing when we remain disciplined and we remain focused and have the right mindset. But that pressure can add to the stress. So we're kind of in this vicious circle of, I must be disciplined, I must not pull the trigger when I shouldn't do, I must not have FOMO, I must, that constantly in our mind means that it's a stressful situation, which is why, and this will be another video, guys, which is why it's about the habit of discipline. Which is why we talk about doing it, having discipline in all areas of all areas of your life, because then it becomes more of a habit and it's not so much of a stress. You have to think about it. This is an analogy video today, but you think about when you're driving a car. When you first learn to drive a car, the stress or the thinking of, right, I've got to steer the car, I've got to change gear, I've got to operate the clutch, I've got to operate the brake, I've got to make sure I look in my mirrors, I've got to make sure I'm indicating, all this, and I've got to navigate the road and look for other road users. All that stuff, when you first get into a car, is overwhelming, and you're getting out and you're sweating. The stress of it is there. But now, if you've been driving for many years, you don't even think about it, right? It becomes a habit. You get in the car, turn the engine on, thumb the starter switch, and off you go. You're away. You don't think about operating the car. All you're thinking about then is stuff that's changing dynamically, like road users, traffic lights, roundabouts, etc. So it becomes a different type of thing. So it's going back to this point of pressure to stay disciplined. It's about habit, creating a habit of it, rather than, and that's why over time it becomes easier to become disciplined, because you have the habit. Whereas if you're starting out and you're badly disciplined, you've got poor discipline, you're kind of struggling to stretch yourself and make yourself disciplined. And combining with all these other things, it can become quite a stressful profession, guys. So look at one thing at a time, fix inverted commas, one thing at a time, improve one thing at a time, work on one thing at a time. Be aware that this is, a pressured game. This is a very high pressured game, because it's kind of really pressing on the core of our human belief of wealth, of money, of success, of being right or wrong. All these things are being tweaked and turned, along with all this pressure to perform and the data and the profits and not losing, and all this stuff means it is a challenging game. But it's the best game in the world, right? That's why you're here, that's why you're watching this video, and that's why you and I are in the market. So keep going, let's keep moving forward. We're all trying to become better traders here on this channel. Make sure you are subscribed for more videos like this. Whatever level you're at, whether you're just starting out or whether you've got decades and decades of experience, and whatever kind of profitability you are, and whatever account size you've got. Doesn't matter, guys, we are here for you, and we are all about improving and becoming the best trader that we can be. Take care, bye-bye.